Hey TMI family, have you seen our latest video?
Where's my co-host? Good evening and welcome to That's Just TMI. I'm here with my co-host, Ava. Say hi. Yes, she's a woman of many words. Okay, and she's gone. Hey everyone, it's your girl Dee Dee, and I have an interesting video for you guys for today. But before I get into it, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell so you stay in the know when we drop videos. So, last week's video on Thursday, I spoke a bit about figuring out yourself or finding a plan for your life and setting smart goals and all that stuff. And I really was scratching the surface. I didn't give as much detail, but I was going through my own personal struggle. And I went to church this past weekend and I blurted everything out. So I'm going to show you guys that scene, and I hope that from what I've said and what I experienced, someone will be blessed, will learn from it, will grow from it. And yeah, I've decided to be 100% transparent with you because I realize that I'm not the only person going through this. Sitting down and talking with my friends, I've realized that they're also going through it. They're struggling. They don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So we're all trying to figure this thing called life out together. So I hope you enjoy this video where I'm just really telling you what's up, what's happening, and it's real. And let me know in the comment section what you think, if you've experienced this yourself or if you're going through it. But just a reminder, you are not alone. Thanks. Now let's get into the video. There are many times our faith has been tested. Faith being the substance of things not seen. And for those of you who still can't think of a time where you have been faithful or you have trusted in God, or that you've endured a trial and you've come out of the trial, think of COVID. You're standing here, sitting here, you're watching live. There are many people who have lost their lives, their jobs, etc., but you are still here. That was a trial we all had to endure, and those trials come to make us strong. Now, we endure personal trials, global trials, etc., and our personal trials, I was talking to someone this week, and we both agreed that when we go through our personal trials, we don't share it. We don't tell people about it while we're in the trial, but we tell them about it once the trial has come to an end. But we don't realize how, when you're going through your trial, it can really help someone build their faith. I'm sorry, I'm getting teary-eyed because I'm going through my own trial, and I have kept it to myself. But I have a YouTube channel, and I started talking about some things that I was going through on YouTube because I thought I was the only person going through it, and I said, fine, I'll share it because I have this platform. Only to find out from a lot of my friends that they were also going through the same thing. And it was really enlightening, inspiring, I guess, to know that I wasn't alone, even though I felt like I was the only 27-year-old going through this thing. I guess I'll cut my script and go from the heart. So I've always had a job, I guess, since I could work from the age of 17. And I actually counted it yesterday. I've had a total of 12 jobs, like from that age. I've never subjected myself, I guess, to one work. I always worked at multiple places because multiple streams of of income, right? And last month, can't believe I'm saying this online, but hopefully someone will be inspired or blessed or something. Last month, my employer of almost 3 years looked at me and said, "You're no longer a good fit." It was the hardest thing, but also the best thing for me because I didn't really love the job. But, you know, you hold on to the fact that it's an income, but I didn't really love it. Let me backtrack. My whole life I've heard that I should be a lawyer. So I geared my entire life towards that field. In 2015, when I graduated from university, I got accepted to law school, but because of finances, I couldn't go to law school. That, to me, looking back, was God closing the door. But because we're human, we are stubborn. So 2017, I decided to kick down the door that God closed, and I went back to school to get my foot into the field. So I did a law clerk program because I wanted to definitely see if it was something that I would love to do. I did the schooling. Before I even graduated, I had a job lined up for me, so I went and I worked for them, and then I went to a different firm, and I've been there since. Again, this was me knocking down the door, right? Because God closed it in 2015, and I was like, no, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm going to do it. Went into the field, realized I do not like this field at all, and I'm really glad I didn't spend the $30,000 per year to go to law school to come out and not like it and still have the student loan. So now, or actually the day before I was told that I was no longer a good fit, I had applied for school, to go back to school to do my master's. And the school had called me and we had a great conversation and they told me what I needed to send in, and I've provided them with all the documents. I haven't heard yet, so y'all pray, thank you. But I felt as though, because everything was lining up without me even knowing it. The school called before I knew that I was no longer going to be employed at this place. And I took a step back the day I got the call from my employer, and I said, you know what, God, I'm tired. I've been fighting you. I say I have faith, but let's be honest, and I really want you guys to be honest, we have faith only so much, right? Because if you realize that you're going to lose a source of income, your faith kind of dwindles. That's when some people, and I want you guys, you don't have to like write it in the chat, but admit it to yourself. That's when some of you guys saying, okay, maybe I can then go work on the Sabbath. Maybe I can then go do this, go do that, so that I can make that extra money to make my ends meet. But I decided that this was, I guess, high time to make my walk match my talk, because I talk about faith, but do I really have the faith? And I actually sat back and I said, okay, God, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not going to apply for a job. I'm not going to do anything unless you present it to me and say, here it is. Because I was tired of making decisions based off of what I thought was best and not what God thought or what God knows is best for me. And last year, I started a business because last year, Keem was laid off for a bit from work. He's back, praise the Lord. So we started a business together, a cleaning business. And when I tell you, since the day I got let go from my employer, our cleaning business has been booming. That is God. I haven't done anything of my own. Ugh, I really don't want to cry. But God is really showing up and showing out. So while I could have read all the stuff that I found online, and while I could have told you guys stories that I found online, I really wanted to make this one personal. Sorry. Because I find that as Black people, as young people, we don't realize, or people don't often realize, how hard it is out there. And I know people see me and they think, Deandra must have it all together. I have nothing together. God is taking the pieces of my life, just like he's taking yours, and he's making it make sense. And I hope my story is a little bit of encouragement for someone, because having a relationship with God is so real, and it's so serious, and a lot of us take it for granted, and I took it for granted. You wake up and you say, thank you, God, for waking me up. And you rush and you go through your day-to-day tasks, and maybe midway through the day you'll be like, hey, God, thanks for food. Thank you for this meal. And then at the end of the day you'll be like, wow, that day sucked because all of this stuff happened. And I know we've all gone through it, those days where it's rough and it's hard for you to see the blessing in it. May, when those people called me, the minute the call ended, I packed up everything, all the work stuff, and I felt so free because I was holding on to something that God didn't want me to hold on to. So I'm trying to encourage you, if you're my age, or younger, or older, and you feel as though your life should already be planned out, or your life should already be in order, take a step back and look, because are you kicking down doors that God has already closed? Because that's important to note. And I didn't realize that I was kicking down doors until the door was closed. And I said, you know what, God, since you're closing it, I'm going to help you. I'm locking that door. I'm not reopening this door because I don't want to go through what I already went through. And there's no sense in fighting God. Like, how are you going to do it? Do you really think you're going to win? I mean, Satan's been trying. We know it, and he still can't win. Hello, undefeated. So why are we even going to try? Why are we even going to try? Let me go back to my script. I'm sorry, guys, but I really, really hope that somebody watching, someone here, can really feel inspired, because God is doing something wonderful in me. He's showing up. He's using me to help others. And until we get to the point to really let go and let God, you won't really understand. Anyways, God makes ways. God makes ways out of no ways. God makes ways when we don't see it. And God hears our prayers. I've always prayed that I wanted to wake up every morning, whatever my 9-to-5 job is, and love my job. I wanted to wake up and be like, ooh, another day, it's great to be alive, it's great to go to work, and I wasn't getting that. And I find that sometimes when we say our prayers, we may not have enough faith. We don't even believe in our prayers, but we say the words just because the words are nice to be said. So I said that I wanted to love my job, but yet I was sitting in a job that I didn't love. God heard my prayer, and he answered it the way he knew how. God calms the storm. When you're going through life and different obstacles, trials, and tests come in your way, and you don't know how to deal with it, you're overwhelmed, you're stressed out, you can't sleep at night, turn to God, because he's the only one who can help you. Let me let this sit with you. My parents, next to my parents, Brother Quest and Auntie Annette are my second parents. And they can stand up in this church today, and I literally live 5 minutes from them. And they didn't know that I was going through what I'm going through. Because sometimes, and it's not because they're not easy to talk to, I was dealing with stuff myself. I felt like I was a loser. I felt like I was unaccomplished. I have a bachelor's. I have a
a diploma. I still want to go back to school to do my master's and eventually have my doctorate. But I felt like I was a loser. All because this one employer said, you're no longer a good fit. I really hate that I'm crying. When people of this world tell you that you're less than, don't allow that to destroy you or destroy your faith or hold you back. I'm encouraging you to run to God. Because God is the only person that will understand, because he already knows all and he sees all, and he knows the plans for your life. And when I tell you that verse has been on my heart, God knows the plans for your life, plans to prosper you. So I know I shouldn't feel down, and I know I shouldn't lose faith and lose hope, but we're humans. We do lose faith. We do lose hope. But when we do, that's the time that you turn to the Bible. That's the time when you turn to God. But that shouldn't be the only time. Studies showed that when COVID started, when did it start? Last year, 2020? It feels like it's been so long. I feel like I'm 2 years. But when COVID started, that's when most people started turning to God. And the people who were of faith turned even further to God. They were like, oh God, why me? Woe is me. But do we have to be going through trials to turn to God? Is that the only time we should turn to God? Let's look at the church, for example. And this is me really going on a bit of a tangent. But I'm so grateful for COVID in the simplest fact that 99% of our churches are now online. Now we're able to reach so many people who weren't being reached before. And because of COVID, as I said, a lot of people turned to God. So imagine how many views these videos were getting because people were reaching out for faith. People were reaching out for hope, for someone to turn to, for someone to assist, for someone to give them any type of answers. I encourage you to run to God. God, who is the author and finisher of our faith, defines all things. He defines gravity, he defies death, he can do it all. In conclusion, many of us struggle with our faith. We suffer through our trials, but there's no faith worth having that has not been tested by fire. And I have defined Christ before by my own silence when given the opportunity to witness for him. And I'm sure a lot of people can say that as well. When you're presented with a chance to speak up and talk about how God has been good, sometimes we shy away. Not because we don't believe in God or what he's done for us, but because we may be afraid of how others may see it and how it may be impacted. Sorry guys, I'm using my phone and people are sending me messages to let me know that they're being inspired and blessed. And I promise you, I was not going to tell my story. I really wasn't. I have been like Peter by my silence. I have denied the Lord before others, and like him, I wept over my sin of omission. It is my prayer that your struggles will not destroy your faith, but instead strengthen it. A faith that is being refined becomes more precious than gold because it lasts. Listen to what Peter says, and he certainly knows from experience the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold, that perishes through it, tested by fire, may be found to result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. And Peter knows what he's talking about. On my way here, I was listening to a song, and I want to share the lyrics with you. It's called Wait on You by Elevation Church, Elevation Worship, and Maverick City Music. And the specific lyrics that I want to share read, "But I've got a promise I can hold to in the midst of my struggle. God, if you said it, you'll perform it. May not be how I want to or how I want it, but here's what I'll do. I'm going to wait on you. I'm going to wait on you. I've tasted your goodness. I'll trust in your promise. I'm going to wait on you. Yes, I'm going to wait on you." And it repeats that again. So my encouragement to you is, in the midst of your struggle, hold to God's promise. Because if he said it, he'll perform it. Because he's an on-time God, he's an unchanging God, and he will do what he says. You may not know how. He may not do it the way you want it, but it will happen. So wait on the Lord. Thanks, Shayna.
Hey y'all, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm just here to remind you that you are not alone. Though you may feel like you're alone, you are not alone, and it gets better. And don't allow anyone to make you feel like you're less than. And I'm sure it's easier said than done. And I'm sure it may mean that you have to take some time to yourself to figure it all out, but you are worth it. You are special, you are important, you are valued, and you were created for a purpose and with a purpose. So take the time to figure it out if you need to, but you've got this. Okay? Hey TMI family, thanks for watching another great episode here at That's Just TMI. Don't forget to follow us on social media, on Instagram and Facebook. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell so you're notified when we drop another video. Till next time, bye!